Hi guys, I'm Tony Woods and I'll be taking you through the SISNI Fundamental Guitar Method, book number 2. Welcome back guys. Okay, we're going to look at a section in your Fundamental Chord Shapes, book number 2, right around page 35, 36, 37, 34, somewhere right in that area. Movable bar shapes on the 6th string. This is kind of what we've been working up to, guys. This is going to be an important section, although it may seem confusing because there's no real set of boundaries for this section. It kind of opens up a whole brand new box for us. It's been pretty simple with the string notes and power chords. And then we play a bunch of songs that use those. So that all kinds of tends to seem cohesive. When we start learning bar chords, it's a little slower going as far as understanding how everything ties together, but it needs to be done, so we're going to start on it today. Movable bar shapes on the 6th string. There are certain chord shapes that are based off of the top 6th string and only work for that 6th string. So they'll work all the way up, and that's what we want to cover today. What are the shapes? Now, in your book it explains that in order to be able to play music, you have to be able to form 3 different types of chords. Really 2 main types of chords and a third one if you really want to be able to add color to music. There's a theory that goes behind all this, but for now just understand you need to be able to make major chords, you need to be able to make minor chords, and you need to be able to make, or it would be beneficial to know, dominant chords. Dominant chords are the chords that have a 7 on the top, like a G7, C7, D7, A7, any chord with a 7 on top of it. That's a very important one to know because that adds a lot of color to a song, and it definitely is recognizable when you hear a 7th chord in a song. It's nice to be able to duplicate. You can substitute a major chord, A major, for an A7. You can, so if you don't know your 7ths yet, you can just use a major chord. However, it's nice to know the 7ths because they'll add a lot of color to your music. Okay, so the idea is you should know a chord shape on the 6th string because now you know your notes on the 6th string. So let's pick this A right here. Here's an A on the 6th string. The idea is to know how to make a major chord off of that A. How do you make a minor chord off of that A? And how do you make a dominant chord off of that A? If you know how to make those 3 different sounding chords, which are just shapes, this would be a major shape. So no matter where you put it, it's going to be a major chord. When you take this middle finger off, that's a minor shape. No matter where you put that, that's going to be a minor chord. And then when you put this middle finger back and take the pinky off, that's a dominant shape, and it will be a dominant no matter where you put it. Okay? So 3 shapes we want to focus on today on the 6th string. So basically they are going to come from this big F chord, the one that we've had so much trouble with and I know you've been working so hard at. Let's take that F chord shape that we learned back in book 1 and slide it all the way up to our A chord. We'll make an A chord out of that F shape. Shouldn't even call, a lot of times they'll call this an F shape because everybody recognizes it from the F chord. Really what we should say is it's a major shape, and the name of it is whatever note you put it on. So let's make this 6-string major shape on the A. So that's our 6-string major. Now from that shape, if you lift the middle finger off, I'll over-exaggerate it. I'll try to get it out of the way there. If you lift that middle finger off, Now you've made a minor shape. So that would be an A minor chord. And no matter where you put it, it's going to be a minor chord. B minor, C minor, D minor. Alright, so that's your minor shape. And we'll put all the fingers back on the F shape, or major shape. Now in order to get a dominant from here, you're going to pull the pinky off. And with the pinky off, now it's an A7 chord, or a dominant chord. Alright, and that's the whole purpose of the movable bar shape explanation in your book, is just to understand that this one chord shape, by simply lifting one finger off, you can make it a major chord, a minor chord, or a dominant chord. Okay, that's it for the 6th string. Let's see, what do we have coming up next? I believe we go on to the 5th string from here, so we'll just call it good right there for that lesson. That's what I would do, guys. Grab your A chord, make your major, lift the middle finger, know that that's a minor, put it back on, lift the pinky, know that that's a dominant, and maybe for an exercise you just do that all the way up the neck. It's not going to be very musical, it won't sound like music, but it'll just help you learn your shapes. Major, minor, dominant. Go to the G. Major, minor, dominant. Alright, that would be called a G7. So this would be G major, G minor, G7. Alright, A major, A minor, A7. Alright, B major, B minor, B7. C major, C minor, C7. Up to the D. D major, D minor, D7. Alright, I would just practice those shapes like that, guys. It's really going to put a cramp in your thumb and in your fingers. So how about I show you a good stretch, you guys. Doing this particular stretch when you are working on your bar chords is like taking a half-hour nap, okay? You're going to take the hand that you use for your chords and you're going to spread those fingers apart. You're going to take this hand that you use to pick with. You're going to put your pinky and thumb together, cram all of that right in between two of the fingers, and then open that up to spread your fingers apart. Kind of like you're trying to tear the webbing right there. Just like calisthenics or stretching, stretch those two fingers out, hold that for a while, and then take them off. Open up the next two, stick them in there, spread those two apart. Hold that for quite a while, and then go to the last two, spread those apart, and then do, I don't know what you call this, fancy hands or jazz hands. You open up your palms and then roll your fingers down starting with your pinkies, roll them up starting with your pinkies, and make like the wave, I guess. If you do that, and then kind of close them lightly and just roll your wrists. And then I don't know why I like to squeeze my fingertips. I don't know why. Anyway, give that some time, do that little exercise, and your hands feel like you took a half-hour nap, and you can go right back at your chord exercise. Practice hard, good luck, see you next lesson, guys.